What? Okay. All right. Where's my webcam? Ooh. The music is on. The music is on. Oh gosh. It just sucked me into it. The game sucked itself onto the screen. I accept. Log information. Consent of data gathered. Cheers. Cheers, friends. We're playing the feud. Welcome to the online multiplayer world of Elden Ring. This game allows you to connect online. Behavior, who cares? I do not. Oh, can I use my... Yes, I can. Good, good, good. I'm not playing this on the mouse and keyboard. No way. No way. But I am definitely going to change over to headphones. Because... Yes. Because, yes.
You shall be the fellowship
Of the ring.
Right. Where are we going?
Where are we going? Welcome in, Real Zenith. Hello, it has begun. Or it is beginning shortly. I'm doing my best here. Where? Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Oh. Oh. Brr, brr. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. You didn't think I was going to miss this, did you? I was hoping not. Breathe, Charles, breathe. Is that what you meant? Okay. Thank you so much, Solomon SK. SK. I'm much obliged. All right, system. Let's look at things. Don't cry. Don't cry. I need a Fubuki don't cry friends blurb.
No, don't cry. Don't cry, friends. Don't cry, friends.
Have confidence. No confidence.
No confidence. I don't know what I will need to change, if anything. HUD on. Oh, auto. On. There we go. Yeah, not auto for me. Need that stuff on all the time. Oh, we're finally playing this. Oh, it's been months. It's been months since I played the network test. Holy crap. We'll probably have to turn the voices up, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's not make it too loud. No matchmaking. Mm-hmm. Good. Launch setting offline. Button settings. Okay. LT skill. LB guard. We'll learn this throughout the game, right? Right? Yes. We'll leave that up to the game to teach me. Okay, I have to turn the main light off. For my own experience. Sorry about the noise. Wow, that is dark. What do you think, friends? Oh yes, the game tag. I did already forget about that. Bling! 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 Whoa! Okay. Every time I leave the window, it does that. It does that. Charles. Elden Ring playthrough.
Woo! Woohoo!
I'm too excited. Oh, you changed it already? Oh, good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. New game, friends. New game. Adjust brightness until the image on the right is barely visible. It is literally invisible to me. So that needs to go up. Yeah, let's go 7. Yeah, 7 is... I don't want it to be too bright, though. You know. You know how it is. Next. Camera axis, normal? Yeah. Camera speed, cinematic effects, yes. I may have to turn auto wall recovery off, but we'll see. Full immersion. And we're right into the classes. I really didn't expect this to be the character selection screen, because this is how Dark Souls 3's original beta version looked. But they went with the usual Dark Souls look instead. So this is new. Vagabond. I'm assuming knight, because they have a lot of armor. Very raggedy, but very knightly at the same time. I do like it. Warrior. Middle Eastern traveler. Dexterity-based, I'm guessing. Hero. Barbarian with an axe. High faith, apparently, for some crazy dragon fire skills. Bandit. Bandit. Assassin class. Yep. Astrologer. The spellcaster of the group. We even see the staff on the female. That's cool. Very nice hoods. Very nice. Customizing your astrologer. Excellent, Sif Cube. Do report on your findings. Prophet. I played this in the network test. Basically, a faith caster with a stick. As in, something to beat people with. You don't cast with the stick. You just hit things with it. Samurai. The samurai. Just straightforward samurai. Yeah, Charles always been a prophet-leaning player, indeed. I may indeed go with prophet, but there's another one I'm eyeing. Prisoner is interesting. Apparently starts with an S-stock, looks like. Two-handed weapon. And probably has some spells, some interesting spells. I'm guessing it's going to be like a mixture of faith, arcane, and intelligence, but I'm not sure. The insane one of the group. Confessor? Yes. Just yes. And the Wretch, who has some very fabulous diapers. So, go Wretch! You know, I was thinking, if I go Wretch, I can definitely build my own character, right? Through the course of the game. What do you think, friends? Prisoner, Confessor, or Wretch, or Prophet? Those are the ones I'm leaning towards. Confessor looks the best to me, just for my own interests. I don't really know what the stats are. But faith-based, broadsword-wielding, knight with a shield looks very good. Yeah, Confessor looks interesting to you? Warrior Monk look? Yeah. Prophet would be your pick. Okay, we got one for Prophet, one for Confessor. Sif Cube with Confessor as well. Any other votes in chat? Confessor, Wretch, or Prophet? One of these days I'll do all of these, but You'd go for wretch? For science? Alright. Yeah. For science. Okay, well... I think I must go... Oh, this is tough. I'm leaning towards prophet or confessor. Confessor has an interesting storyline going on. Oh boy. This is tough. Yeah, Prisoner looks very creepy. Man in the Iron Mask with one eye. Oh, looks like they're a caster as well. You can see the little Harry Potter wand. Interesting. You know, I started Prophet. Oh my gosh, this is too hard. I can't with this. I can't with this. Holy cow. I'm a go Prophet. I'm feeling it. Which one is which? Type A or Type B? They definitely took a page out of Demon Souls for this. I think Type A is male and Type B is female. But who's to say which is which? Oh, now we see. Okay, yes. Oh. Yeah, you see, there is something, like, in the details and the modeling of this game that is much better looking than Dark Souls 3. Can't put my finger on it. The textures, perhaps. Spear? Wait, what? Wait, what? He starts with a spear. Why type A? I think they're just trying to keep members of certain gender communities from getting mad at saying male or female, which is really funny to me. Higher resolution textures. Low-level textures are all 4K. Oh, wow. That's crazy. That does make sense. That does make sense. So yeah, they changed the starting weapon for the Prophet to spear rather than club. I like it. Oh, you can also change the origin from here. Oh, that's funny. Why would you even... That's confusing. Oh. Like Bloodborne, you can change the maturity. I want to be mature, as I now am. They wanted native 4K to look good enough, basically. Amazing. Whoa! Templates. Oh, what? You can choose a physical template? Wow, that's a lot of skin being displayed there. Draconian. Vampires? And why does it zoom in on that part of the body? just wondering. Night folk. Oh wow. With shiny gray hair. Newman? From Numenor? Is that a reference? Is that a reference? Man, that's rugged looking. Reedlander. Haha. Guessing they're going to be forced to add type C, D, E, F, G, and H in the near future. Yeah. Man, he thick. Seafarer. Yes, Norse. Oh, Northerner. That's Norse. That's very, very light. Loner. Okay. Aristocrat. Truth seeker. Huh. It's intriguing to me that the Prophet class starts as a warrior in build. A strange choice. Well, I am a loner. Lol, you're not wrong. Say we enjoy the game instead of wasting energy on types. You know me, Zenith. I am all about the look and style. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I'd rather not look aged yet. Ooh. Yay, they finally got different actors to play the different voices. You know what I meant? Oh, you mean with the gender types and all that? Yes. I don't necessarily like any of these, but I'll go with mature one. Yeah, massive progress in voice design. In Bloodborne, there was one female voice actress trying to sound like a young person, a middle-aged person, and an elderly person. Same for the males. Alter skin color. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, this is crazy. Lot more choices here. Oh, this is fantastic. Like me, slightly yellow, but very pale. Alter face and hair. Wow, that's an elderly looking fellow. Bone structure? It's also changing skin, but whatever. Form emphasis. Emphasis. Yeah, she was working overtime. Oh, you can still use the buttons. And it's the same! It's the same as in Dark Souls. Oh, I find that really silly, but it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Apparent age, 255. What? Am I tripping, or is it super laggy? I think you're tripping. Come back to Nacky Man? Catherine. Catherine. Super smooth for you, no drops or frame hiccups? Like the model, not stream. Oh, yes, no. When you change anything, it takes a moment to register. And that was true of all the Dark Souls games, so. And, you know, this is a little bit very, well, slightly hitchy, I guess. Man, the hair! What? Yeah, they are rendering each strand of hair. Oh my gosh! That is, that's something. Facial aesthetic. Right. Men are thin and bony, and women are round, which, you know, is not entirely incorrect. Face structure. Oh boy. It has begun. Oh my goodness. Shave the back and it's an extra 3 FPS gained. Oh, that is funny. What is going on? You know, I need to change the hair so I can see what's going on in his face. Oh, pudgy. Pudgy boy. Do I want him to look stupid or mean? Oh, wow. It's one or the other. Stupid or mean. Nowhere in between. Forehead depth. Oh, oh. Protrusion. Where is the protrusion? Oh wow, the whole thing. That actually is doing what it says it's doing, for once. I'm just changing everything a little bit for no good reason. Okay, he's become a bit sad, but that's alright. Say prophet character would be neutral, but obviously add your own twist. Yeah. Okay, hair. Let's change the hair. 20? I'm glad there are at least 20 types of hair. Hey, he's a good-looking brute. Very sad indeed. This is the biker prophet. Yeah, with that hair. Aw, poor guy. Run aground on hard times. He's just in his 30s. He's already divorced. I like that. No. Ooh. It's fine, it's fine. Hey, the classic ponytail. With the side wisp. Man, ponytail? What? Anime ponytail? Whoa! Yeah! The edgelord! The edgelord! Oh my word, I never had this before. Charles, is that you? It will be. Viking? I don't know why this is Viking. Was this ever Viking? Technically? Like, historically? Or is it just that Viking show? Oh, it's a mullet as well. Ugh. Thanks, I hate it. Oh my gosh. Lion. Hey, the receding hairline. Let's go. The Vegeta has returned. Albeit with less hair. This is usually what the prophet starts with. This right here, the bob. Now we're getting into the female cuts. This is what he had before. The biker man. Oh my. I like it that the hair is sometimes more long. That's nice. Oh, the second version of the ponytail. The third version. Oh, the braid. Holy cow. It's over 9,000! That braid is impressive, man. They also have the Witcher hair. They do. They have a lot more choices this time. Princess Leia? Oh my gosh. Okay, we've reached the end. We have reached the end. 27 choices. An improvement. Definite improvement. If I cut my hair, this is what it would look like. Actually, this is what I would choose, probably. Okay, I do believe that this is the way to go. For me. Alright. Ooh. Green, eh? No. I have to be a little bit more withheld for the first playthrough. Or do I? Luster, root darkness, and white hairs. That's interesting. Also, we can adjust the color. That's good. Brown. 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 Oh. Oh. This is the way. That is tasty. I just have to mess with this a bit, you know? I must. I have no idea how long I'm going to be streaming tonight. This portion of the game may take all night. We'll see. I love the orange. Why do I love the orange so much? Ooh. What have I done? There we go. Luster? Lustrous, shining hair. Or completely dead. I think slightly less lustrous would be nice. Not all hair is that shiny. Although mine is pretty oily. Not that we're going with my own look on it. Dark. Oh, I see. Light. The roots. Root darkness. That's odd. Perfect. Not feeling well, so you'll rebook part 4 till next week. Oh! That's right. Well, we have, what, 2 hours? I mean, you're not feeling well, so obviously. Please do not overexert yourself, my good friend. Please do reschedule. Alright, he's looking a little sad, so I must change that. I wasn't really expecting this hair color to be in here, but I'm glad that it is. But I'm thinking of going with more of a personal look this time, honestly. Oh no, don't do that. Something that is actually more me. Is that light brown? I mean dark brown? Is that dark brown? That's purple. How? What is this nonsense? Turn down the blue. Turn down for what? Okay, that's technically me. Guess you should go to get breakfast. Yes, you should. I believe I'll be here for a bit. For sure and for certain. Eyebrows need to be much thicker. How do you make it thicker? He has such thin eyebrows. There we go. That's a unibrow right there. That will do. Match hair, yes. Why does it seem not as dark? Do I want my eyebrows to be shining? Fusion, greetings and salutations. It's just me here. When you rotate the character, the frames look a little low. It's true, slightly low. True indeed. White hairs, none. Okay. Are there more trimmed facial hair or only that scruffy stuff? We shall find out right now. There is 0 facial hair. What a sculpted face you have, sir. We have peach fuzz. We have legitimate beard. We have Colonel Mustard. We have pork chops, or mutton chops, what have you. We have slightly thicker peach fuzz. Or, you know, dad. Then we have Spanish Conquistador. I am on PC indeed, Fusion. I do not have the best specs for a P... Oh, look at that mustache. So I may have to turn some things down. We shall see. But I don't have the worst. Again, they do not have my wonderful hairstyle, facial hairstyle, available. So we must make do. Unfortunate. The hair is very scruffy this time around. You have 180, 1080 at the moment. Of frames? Is that possible? Stubble? Oh. What? Oh, whether or not you have a beard, you can turn up or down the stubble. That's interesting. Not what I'd expect to be able to change. How many eyelashes? Only 4, just like the last time. Eyes. I do not have blue. Can I change the color of both? I guess so, yeah. Oh, this is the largest size of... Oh, size of irises. Oh, that's odd. That's very strange. Oh, 1080 GPU. I see. GPU is about 30% slower than what Charles has, but of processor also matters. Pizzerino, Elden Ring, this is my friend. I am so happy to finally be able to bring this to you, people. It's glorious. Okay, so we need a dark blue-green. That's not dark, is it? Yes. It's a very bony structure. Charles is probably just on default settings and has not tweaked anything yet. That is very true. I have tweaked nada. Clouding color? Clouding. Oh. Oh my gosh, what are these settings? They are so many! Yeah, I'm just jumping into the game and seeing how it works first. That's the plan. Well, then. Intéressant. Eye white color? Yeah, I'll leave that white. Eye position. What? Oh my goodness. Usually I always go lower graphics and everything to get better frames. Understandable. I generally don't tend to notice it unless it's like really bad frames. So, we'll see if that's the case. I think that's it for eyes. But we will need to change the shape of the eyes, I think. And the face and everything. Forehead, brow ridge, eyes. Eye position. There we go. We can actually see beyond his brows now. Game is not poorly optimized, though. Oh, that's great. Probably get away with mixed settings. Nice. Nice. Ho ho. Aqualung will have a lot of fun recreating Sir Squiddick. For sure. Iceland. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Why does that lighten up his entire face? That's so bizarre. Abraham Lincoln? Don't mind if I do. It's really bizarre how the spacing of eyes has a massive impact on everything. Just everything. Okay. Nose ridge, yes. Oh! Oh, that's impressive. I love that. It's not as, subtle anymore. How much things change. Marvelous. Nose tip height. Get that thing out there as far as possible. Okay. Maybe not that far. Starting to look like an animal. When did you get access? Like, what? 40 minutes ago? 45 minutes ago? That's still too long. Nose height again. Nose slant, down, down. Oh, that's the opposite direction of what I would have expected. Okie doke. Nostrils. Slant. It's something I know. Oh, that's not exactly nostril slant. Yeah, down. Width, large. What? It's so weird how it pulls the rest of the face. Noses are usually much larger than you think in real life. cheeks. Cheeks. Didn't need to change that at all. Is he about to have a gnarly schnoz? He will, eventually. I do want to make a bump right there, because that is the family bump of mine that I am exceedingly proud of. Do not ask why. Okay, lips. He has wide lips, doesn't he? Already. We could make it wider. But no, I like my small lips, as I have said before. Lip expression. Happy, sad. Why so serious? Yeah, sad just looks more normal. Is that not an indicator of what I think of life? Or actually a sad truth about life in general? People look more normal when they're sad. Because that is the norm. For now. Lip protrusion. Oh. Well, hello there. Pucker up, baby. Oh my gosh. I do not want to look like I had a bee sting. Thank you very much. I thought I was working on the mouth this whole time. What was I doing that whole time? Chin tip protrusion. Yeah, backwards is correct. Chin length. Oh my gosh. There is too much. If there is a setting, I am going to mess with it. Second playthrough character gotta have those thick pucker-up lips for sure. Indeed. Indeed. If ever I make a monstrosity, that is the first thing I will create, along with a massive bulbous nose. But I don't want anything too inhuman for this one. Wow! Giga Chad incoming. That is the Giga Chad setting. Oh, nice. I personally have a very thin chin. My face comes to a point underneath this fuzz. I did actually used to have something similar to that facial hair, although that goes all the way around his mouth, which mine never did. Do I have to work on the jaw anymore? I don't think so. I think we're good with that. So, nose ridge. Where is it? Where is what I'm looking for? Can we not make the nose bump like I am thinking in this game? Is that not a thing? Brow ridge? Oh, hello. What exactly is changing? Not sure, but okay. Nose tip, nose protrusion. Yeah, that's not what I'm wanting. Darn! Where is it? It's not here. 1 out of 10. Would not play again. No nose bump. That's crazy. Usually you could always change the nose bump. Huh. Pores? You can close the pores. What? Yes, I don't want any blackheads, thank you. Lustrous skin. As oily as I am. Dark circles. That's how you know you're a gamer. Dark circle color. Eyeliner. I don't think I need to mess with this. A lipstick. Vibrant. What? Why do his lips look so chapped? That's what I'm wondering. I'm not sure you can change that. Okay, well I think this is what I'm going to go with. I'm so mad that we have to have an aquiline nose. But there you have it. Look like something of a monster, actually. Alter body. Alter body? Oh, I see. Sizes and things. I don't want to be too muscular, but I don't want to be too thin. Body hair. Less abundant, please. Yeah. Body hair. You can choose the body hair color. Unbelievable. Abdomen. There we go. That's definitely me. In body type. Not sure I want to save to favorites. I look like a mean mother trucker, honestly. Why is that? It's probably the eyebrows, isn't it? There. That'll help. Cover the eyes. Handsome. Handsome. Okay. It is time. How do I enter name? Oh, is it like, do I actually type it? Very nice. Chuck Yeager? Chuck Yeagar? Chuck Norris. No. Have fun, sir. You too, Sif Cube. You too. Thank you so much for chatting. Chuck. Chuck your... Chuck Muck. Chuck your duck. Chuck Yeager was the first man to break the sound barrier. Oh, really? I did not know that. Now I do. I'm sure I heard the name, but I didn't remember it. Chuck your duck, or Chuck your duck. That's, I think, what we're going with. I can't think of anything more witty. So, let it begin. Starting game with this character. Hold on, let me look at the stats. Vigor 10. We start with level 7. He died in 2020. Good lord. How long did he live? Yeah, not too long ago at all. 14 mind. Mind and intelligence are separate. And arcane. And faith. Oh, mind is probably mana, right? I'm guessing. Age 97. I was thinking somewhere around there. That's incredible. That is incredibly incredible. I have 7 intelligence, but I have 14 mind. How does that work? Is it just that my brain mass is bigger than my actual wrinkles on my brain? Low IQ, very large brain. Okay. Interesting. So we have low endurance. That is not nice. Mid strength and lower dexterity. So definitely very, very mid-low melee stats. Starting game with his character. Is that okay? Yes. The prophet shall discover the future for himself. Let it begin.
The fallen leaves tell a story.
The fallen leaves tell a story.
The great Elden Ring was
The great
shattered.
Elden Ring was shattered. No voice acting. In our home across the fog, the lands between.
The lands between.
What art? Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found.
To be found. And in the night of the black
And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Et tu, Brute? Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring.
The shards of the Elden Ring.
Whoa. So cool. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. Oh.
The shattering.
A war from which no lord arose. That blade is huge.
A war
That blade is huge.
leading to abandonment by the greater will.
Wow.
Oh,
Arise now, ye tarnished.
ye tarnished, ye dead.
Ye dead who yet live. Whoa.
The call of long
The
lost
call
grace
of long lost grace speaks to us all.
Horalu,
Hoaralu,
Badlands,
chieftain of the Badlands,
the ever brilliant,
the ever brilliant Gold Mask,
fear,
Thea, the deathbed companion,
the loathsome,
the loathsome Dung Eater,
and Sir Gideon
Ofnir, the all-knowing.
And one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring. and become the Elden Lord.
Hmm. More? Will there... We're just in it. Oh. Okay, whoa. Okay, wow, the frame rate. Oh my. Alright. I'd rather not know more about the Dung Eater. I know, right? How much more is there to know, I wonder? Okay, so things must be changed around here. 1920 by 1080 is correct resolution. Quality settings. Dare I just put it down to medium? Let's see. Didn't you have a similar issue in Dark Souls 3? No. No. Because I always use the consoles when streaming. I wasn't super choppy. It wasn't this choppy. Maximum texture quality. So wasn't it maximum? What is SSAO? Depth of field. Motion blur. Motion blur could be off, honestly. We'll just put it to low. Shadow quality, medium. Lighting quality high, I would like. Effects quality high. Volumetric quality, reflection quality, water surface quality, shader quality. Global illumination, grass quality. We'll just see if that changes anything. Return to the title menu. Okay. Yeah, this is like ridiculously choppy. Recommended is 1070. Shouldn't be this choppy. Real-time ambient occlusion. Oh. That's what SSAO is. Oops. Yeah, that's not an option, I don't think. 1070. Yeah. Well, I knew I would have to change settings. Let's just go with medium. And then turn some things up. The water surface quality is still high on medium. Hehehe. Bring that up high. And then we'll see. Oh my goodness. Oh, now it's all pixelated. Slightly better. Definitely not 60 FPS for sure. Drop to low, see what it looks like. It is very choppy still. Probably have to reset in order to get all of the differences. Low, 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 medium. Okay. Well, we'll do that then. Nice hat, but I think you are wearing it wrong. Saint Bellestrade, welcome back to Charles Chill Channel. So restart the game itself. Let's do that. Smell a week 1 patch soon. Have any people been having such issues? I haven't heard of anything like that. Frame rate issues. I shall take this moment to eat some things. Is it living up to expectations? Well, I haven't really gotten into it yet. I have played the network test months ago, and I loved it. So, I'm expecting quite a lot. But if I can get it to run, I'll be happy. Correctly. With no hitches. And by living up to, I mean dying repeatedly to expectations. We'll see. We'll see. Ooh, load screen. Text and pictures that were not in the network test. Can't even get into Steam discussions on it. Some people had. Moist Critical had a lot of issues. Oh, that's not good. It's on low settings, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, here. Oh. Well, that was easy. Rendering settings did make a difference. Grumpy Gramps Gamer rated with a party of 2 viewers. Welcome in, Grumpy Gramps Gamer. How do you do? It's so weird to have a spear with a profit. Select the preferred graphics processor in NVIDIA control panel. By default is the integrated graphics. I think that's your issue. That's what made another game choppy for you? I remember that now. What game was it? Anyone else remember what he's talking about? Was it with Biomutant? That's really the only other Steam game I've played. But, we did change that back then, so I don't know why we would have trouble with that now. Oof, it's horrible. It's worse than Bloodborne. I'm thinking resolution now. Oh, also screen mode. Probably have to change it for Elden Ring specifically? Really? Ooh, that's terrible. Yeah. Much better. Sigh. Okay, let's see if, having done that, we can bring up the settings a bit. Oh my word. Why, it's so fuzzy now. It is so darn fuzzy. But hey, it's slightly more reasonable. Oh. Sneaking. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you as well. I am doing very well. Very glad to have my hands on Elden Ring, but I need to figure out how to get it to run properly. Okay, much better, visually. Let's turn around and look in the distance, and that causes issues. Oh my word. Matt Video Games! Great stream, Gramps. Have a great night. Greetings and salutations. You have a great night as well, sir. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much for that, my good Gramps. The game is gorgeous. Is it? I mean, it is, but I know that to be true. But from what we're seeing now, it's difficult to see that perfectly. But yeah, this is much, much better than it was. But when we look at this door, it goes down to like 20 frames. GPU is more than capable of running this. Almost sure it has to do with optimization issues with your hardware. This is weird. Did message you some settings from an article? Oh good, oh good. I shall take a look. Medium, medium, low, medium, motion blur off. I shall attempt that. Resolution does make a huge difference, for sure. Oops. Medium. There is no medium in anti-aliasing quality for me, which is interesting. And no low for SSAO. Depth of field. Medium. Motion blur off. Shadow quality. Medium. Lighting quality, medium. Effects, medium. Volumetric quality, low. Reflection quality, low. Low. Surface quality, low. Shader quality, medium. Global illumination, high. Grass quality, medium, because that's all I can do. That's odd. Okay, well. This does not feel as smooth as I was expecting, but that is much better. But yeah, whenever I look off into the distance, it chugs. At least now it's hitting 30s. I can tell that. Oh, oh. Okay, that's that. We have a shield. Huzzah. Yeah, we are not 60 FPS. My goodness. Where did you wake up this time? I do not know. Under the Erd tree. Or an Erd tree. Think you have to set it to use your big GPU? The weak integrated GPU? I don't remember that, Krillip. Although, let's try. I shall, screen display capture, and then turn off the game capture, or the window capture. Where is that? There it is. Okay. The whole computer is chugging right now, actually, which is interesting. The mouse, everything. So, hello, Infinite Stream. Infinite streaming. Yes, indeed. So, we go to NVIDIA. Is that what you're saying? So, here we are. Everything is very choppy, as you can see. What do I do now? Manage 3D settings. Hello. What are we looking for from here? Then program settings. Okay. Okay. I'm listening. Also make sure it's maximum power instead of optimal. Not sure where that setting is, but we'll get to that. If Elden Ring is not on the list, you should probably have to add manually. Dark Souls 2. Oh, we did have that problem with Dark Souls 2, I remember. That's true. Epic. Is this in any particular order? Do not see Elden Ring. Just yet. Okay. Wait. Add. Do not see Elden Ring in here at all. Browse. Wait. Elden. Working on it. Change power management mode to prefer maximum performance while you're at it in global settings. No items match your search. Okay. Man, this is running weird. It's default unless you install it elsewhere. Am I doing this right? What exactly am I doing here? If you can't find it, you can right-click on Steam and go to Properties and see Files to find locations. Okay. How? How exactly? Have to go into your Steam library? Okay. What do I do then? Local files. What? How do I add it then? It's there, but... Go to the same path in NVIDIA? How do you do that? I am such a nublet when it comes to anything files related. Can copy the folder path from the folder you opened with Elden Ring. Where do you put it in, though? Just not file name. Internet is having massive hiccups. Oh no. Very well, Real Zenith. At the top bar. Uh-huh. Wait, what? I am confused. So this is the path. Mm-hmm. Click on the path. Where? Oh. Copy? Oh. Didn't know you could do that. And then we paste it. Here? In the bar at the top. Up here? Oh, there we go. Okay. So is that it? And then, now what? Then you think it's in the CUDA GPU setting. CUDA GPU setting? Oh. Or maybe one called Select Preferred Graphics. In Manage 3D Settings? There it is, GPUs. Oh, what? Why did it get unselected? Okay, now what? Try scrolling down a bit. What are we looking for? There's that weird Elden Ring atmospheric music in the background. OpenGL rendering GPU, that's the one? And then click NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060. Yes. Yes. Okay. Alright. Is that all? What was Real Zenith saying? Talking about power management mode to prefer maximum performance. That's what he was saying. I don't know where to find that. But is it in here? Is he saying use this setting? Instead of quality, go to performance? Or does that change everything we just did? Can do that too? Okay, well, we'll set it to that and see how the game runs. But you're going to select it per game in Manage 3D Settings too. Might have to restart it. That's fine. Oh gosh. What CPU did you have? What CPU? HP Pavilion. I forget. And I'm not sure how to figure that out. See, this is why I prefer console. Don't have to even mess with any of this. Might tell you somewhat in the NVIDIA settings. All I know is AMD Ryzen 7 3060. That is all. Per game in Manage 3D Settings. Should have no issues running anything. I see. Very intriguing. Well, the stream is not loading for you. If y'all are looking for your settings, it's in Global Setting under Power Mode. Global Settings under Power Management Mode? Power Management Mode. Prefer maximum performance. There we go. Have an RTX 3000 series and you're having this much problems? Yeah, apparently. Maximum performance. You have 5700G that does have an integrated chip. Don't forget to hit apply at the bottom. Apply. Okay. Has it applied? Yes, okay. Good. That's insane. Okay. It was very affordable, I must say, at the time. Which is why I chose it. Yeah. Did it fix it? Let's find out. I don't want to go lower than 1280, 720. Native resolution? Which is what? What is my screen's resolution? I think it's 1080p? Okay, try NVIDIA control panel again. Alright. Any ideas, Krillip? I'm sorry to drag you guys through this process, but I'd be doing this on my own either way, so might as well get it done with you. Global settings. Internet backup. Woo! Let's go, Zenith. Huzzah. What happened? No progress? No progress in the game in terms of graphical or FPS quality increasing. But we have tried a bunch of stuff. You try and help, but you're honestly dead tired. Think you're heading to bed, my dude. Very well, Pizzerino. Thank you so much for tuning in at all. Appreciate your presence. Your very presence somehow soothes, good hunter. Hope to see you again soon. Good night, God bless, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. What does it say in configure surround physics? Where is that? Do we have that? At the left. Oh. Maybe dumb questions, but are you using NVIDIA NVENC? Yes, NVENC, yes. As the encoder for OBS. PhysX settings processor, NVIDIA, or CPU. VSync is turned off for some reason? Oh, to connect multiple monitors, that's what that is? Should not affect anything here. Don't know where they place the preferred GPU thing. Oh. Just be in the manage 3D settings? I don't know either. We have this, but that only has one choice. It does not exist here. Nothing can be used unless literally plugged in. It's in Windows settings now? Is that something I can access? Well, I could just go ahead and try playing. Oh, that's even worse. I don't think this game is meant to perform worse than Bloodborne. Indeed, it would not be tolerated. It will not be tolerated. Yeah, this definitely feels a lot better. Even though it's much lower quality. Try resetting the game after all those changes. Very well. Maybe. Reset the entire game, as in exit the game. Sometimes that can help. Hey. Get it working. Stop. Okay. Windows settings, then graphics settings. We do have that. think what Krillip is talking about is to go through right-click, display setting, advanced display setting, scroll down for a bit, and then display adapter properties? Is that what you're thinking? Eh, boy. Well, we can definitely do this. Oops. Options. High performance. Save. Okay. Just gonna minimize that as well. That's what we did with Dark Souls 2. Yeah. Alright, let's try it again, friends. Hopefully we get to it. I haven't really been able to even comment on the opening introduction. Poggers? Question mark? Maybe poggers. Maybe good. We shall see. Still in 1280, 720. I hate it. I hate it so much. So blurry. I'm okay with Bloodborne being blurry off of console, but not Elden Ring. Not Elden Ring. Not Elden Ring. I have to try to get it to 1080, because good grief. Can run a native, like no issue. You'll find out. Load game! Chuck your duck. Recommended is 1070. That is not an option. Should technically be able to run 4K with your specs. Woo! That's cool, but... Okay, well... The game runs perfectly if I'm looking this direction. As soon as we look in this direction... Hey, oh! It's a little better. It's a little better. It's actually a lot better. Hallelujah! Praise Jesus! Hold on. Now I want to change all the settings again. Oh, glory be. Okay. For Pete's sake. Pog! Alright, I'm gonna have to get used to the X jump button and the analog stick being sneak. Also, what do we have here? We have Impaling Thrust. That is not Impaling Thrust. That's Heal. This is Impaling Thrust. Whoa. Wonder if other games are running on integrated for you too then? Probably, I'm sure. But again, I haven't played that many games that are very demanding at all. So I haven't really noticed. But yeah, this looks pretty good. Oh, oops. That's gonna be a problem. Though the path be broken and uncertain, claim your place as an Elden Lord. Yes, I want that. I want that. I think. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but I would rather not be captive in a rundown church. Native PC games will never have this issue? Can you do max graphics? Let's find out. I'm sure that will have to be, you know, return to the main menu for that too. But yeah, this is pretty similar to what I experienced with the networks test now. The trailer said Elden Lord or a god. Choose wisely. Multiple endings. Yeah, I think... Ooh. If this goes out into the open world, I'm going to be fascinated. Safe cube! Woo! Hello. But yes, it's the fact that this was made first for console, I think. Chapel of Anticipation. And we must continue to anticipate, because I'm going to restart this the game now. Looks pretty goated. Pretty goated. Wait, a golden tree? Is there a silver one? We're just talking about the, I can never remember their names. The two trees of the first age. Continue. Scarlet Rot status. Uh-oh. They've added so many status effects in this game. Sekiro Dragon Tree vibes. There goes my internet again. Huge. Real Zenith. I hope you get that sorted. How do you... two-hand? Whoa, what is that? Lose all runes and return to the last site of grace visited. Oh. Hold down that button. Okay, that's that. That's so cool. Elden Ring is worth the data charge for one day. Yeah, it's usually triangle, but it was something weird. It's something different this time. I think it's... Nope, that's not it. Oh man, I can't remember. They'll teach me, right? What if you hold it? Yeah, that Dark Souls clipping still exists. I think it will for every FromSoft game. But yeah, textures looking nice. Shadows looking nice. Those particles from the tree looking magical. Was the heal spell standard for your character, or did you spec into the skills for it? Standard. So you don't really... I mean, this is literally the beginning of the game, so I wasn't able to spec into anything. Hello. We have choices as to where to go right off the bat? Oh my. What did this say again? Though the path... Oh. Elden Lord. I'm playing the game, friends. I feel like it's gonna break at some point. I can't help be nervous about that with all PC games, but hopefully I'll get over that feeling soon. Yeah, every class starts with a specific preset of items and stats. Yes. Oh, hello. The door is blocked shut. Interesting. This is a whole area. Definitely different from the network test, and I'm glad. I'm happy. Crunch those boxes. Got rid of all the bad issues right away, so now it's smooth sailing, right? 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 Just watch. First major boss we come across. The game just face tanks the frame rate. Oh, physics! That continue for a while after breaking things. That's new. I mean, they still end up like this, just hanging on to nothing, but whatever. Also, you can see through things. Well, sometimes. Apparently not that. Romanesque statuary. Let's not fall off and die, shall we? That'd be very, very Soulsian to have happen. I'm glad you guys think it's looking good. It's obviously going to be looking worse on the stream than for me. You have passed the lag god's trial. You are worthy of playing Elden Ring. Yes. Only with the power of friendship. To be honest. Yeah, Elden Ring's movement is surprisingly slow. Like, we are very unencumbered, and yet, you kind of have to waddle into your run animation. That's something I noticed early on as well. Your jog is a bit slower than usual in a Souls game. The lands between are reminding me of the shattered landscapes of Dark Souls tree a lot. I think it looks pretty good now. I'm glad. I think it's slower than DS1. It's hard to say. DS1 does have a pretty responsive walk. Obviously when you... Oh no. They start you off with a boss. Of course they do. Of course they do. The roll is also a little more grounded, interestingly enough. Okay, well, yeah.
I'm a guy. Thank you, whoever.
Perfect timing, Real Zenith. Perfect timing. Oh, counter, death, 2. 1 for the boss, 1 for the lag. Amen, Saint Balistrad. I'll take that added death. I wonder how far you can go. There's a lot more to that area than just that boss arena. I'm betting if you beat that boss, maybe it's like a boss rush to the end of the game. Thank you so much for that clip, Real Zenith. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't have a death command. Oh, it's happening. Fuzzy horsey. Or whatever you are. 4K internet bussin'.
Don't worry, Torrent.
Shouldn't say that.
Fortune is on his side. We found him here, after all. One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring,
What's that? I can't hear you. I'm going unconscious.
even if it does violate the Golden Order.
Ooh, that wasn't in the trailer. That little last part. Yeah. Yeah, same thing with Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1. And Dark Souls 3 less so. Like, you don't have a forced death that leads to a hub world there. But you do in most other Dark Souls games. Dark Souls 2 doesn't have that either, surprisingly. But yeah, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 1, and now this game. That's not where that goes. I don't know what to call her. She didn't give us a name, did she? Did she? Or I wasn't paying enough attention. Flask of Crimson Tears. I'll definitely be jumping every time I need to move forward a text. Flask of Cerulean Tears as well. Health and mana. Yeah, this is where the network test starts you out. Although, they've changed the area quite significantly. They started you way back in the darkness, and it was so dark that you could not see anything but the tree. Also, none of this was here. What the heck? It's a ghostly being sitting on a chair, like the beta test or alpha test for Bloodborne. Originally, the lanterns in Bloodborne were going to be chairs inhabited by ghosts of other hunters. Brave Tarnished, take the plunge of learning and remembrance. This they changed from the network test because most people just ran past the tutorial. Recall the arts of war and your warrior's blood. So we definitely are warriors already. Melina. Yes. The Cave of Knowledge lies below. They added two things that tell you to jump down the cave. Because this, everyone thought, was like a secret passage in the network test. But it turns out that the whole tutorial is down there. You did have brightness sliders in the test, yes. No matter how bright you made it, you still couldn't really see that kind of golden glow or the entrance or exit to this cave up there very well at all. Also, this area was much bigger, and you started off, like, in that direction. I don't know, they changed the... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's a pretty golden twee. Gotta try to cut it. Just like in Morrowind, tutorial option. Exactly, you don't have to do it every time, which is pretty cool. What happens? Oh, nothing. Says the same thing, yeah. It's so funny. They didn't just add a message, they also added a ghost to tell you what to do. I love it. That's hilarious. Oh, man. But they didn't want to, like, rebuild the area enough to where you had to go through here, so props to the game designers for doing that. Oh man, that's funny though. They've definitely taken a more hands-on approach to the tutorial. Look at the beautiful, beautiful water! A splash! That was not in the network test. The splash effects did not exist. That's grand. Also, Sekiro-style tooltips. Resting at a site of grace will restore your HP, FP, and cleanse any status ailments. It will also refill your sacred flasks. However, most of the enemies you've defeated will be revived. You can find sites of grace by going where light converges. These explanations are acquired in the form of info items and can be accessed from the inventory at any time. Thank you. Thanks a lot. How do I close? Oh, there we go. Yeah, the sites of grace are basically just bright, shining humanities from Dark Souls. Which is odd. Charles does love splashes. Lost grace discovered. Like, that is 100% just the same asset from stinking Dark Souls 1. It's just a humanity, bro. Oh, wow. Those are some cool effects. What is this, Photoshop? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm being a bit silly, but wow! This game looks so good! Hello, first enemy. Oh god! Oh! I'm so excited! Oh. Yeah, they just made the torch stick see-through. Yeah, whenever you get too close to some things, yeah, they go invisible, which is nice, but it doesn't always work as it's intended, as I saw in the network test. Destroy the wheelbarrow! He has no ears. Your most viewed clip, if I remember correctly, was Mefka walking into the room and you clipped it. Are you winning, son? Yep, that was it. Because memes are the most powerful force in this world, apparently. I don't think he deserved that. But wow, that backstab is impactful. Ooh! That was a charge attack, my friends. Sorceries and incantations. You can memorize sorceries and incantations at sites of grace. You must have a staff equipped to cast sorceries, or a sacred seal equipped to cast incantations. Casting sorceries and incantations consumes FP. FIP. Okay, we do have Catch Flame, which I think I know what it does. Okay, the thrusts are schmexy and not in the way people usually think. Yes, so true. Guarding. Okay, I prefer messages, but these are fine. Use an armament in your left hand or both hands to guard against upcoming attacks. Guarding is especially effective when done with a shield. Guarding consumes stamina. If your stamina runs out, your stance will be broken. Yes, I chose... Yes, the religious spellcaster. The Prophet is what he is called. Meow. Okay, that's... Oh, nice. That does good damage. Also, marvelous neckpiece. Are you Shakespeare? Are you the zombie of Shakespeare? You can avoid enemy attacks with a dodge, roll, or backstep. Both of these actions consume stamina. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Yo! Naisu with Raisu. Goodbye, boxes. Oh, oh, I'm playing the game, man. Okay, so this is what I was going to say about Aqualung, to Aqualung, when he asked if there would be jiggle physics on the bodies. Ragdoll physics, that's what I meant. I prophesize a burnt meal. Cast burning hands. Yeah, burning hands. I'm trying to make a Shakespeare pun, but it's not coming out. Pretty. So we have heal and catch flame. In the network test, we had heal. Ugh! I heard that. I didn't know he would shoot me. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, they gave you a claw, a spiritual claw attack that went like 15 meters, 20 meters away, and went in a 3 wide pattern, an AoE attack, and it was so overpowered. So this is a much better starting point for a prophet class, I think. You started with an overpowered club and an overpowered spell. So prophet was basically the best choice, apparently. I did not know that. They gave you Wind Scar from Inuyasha? Yes, basically. A claw slash that goes through the ground. And up to a certain distance. In every corner of the lands between, you will find fruits and flowers, mushrooms and butterflies, and various other useful materials. These materials can be used for item crafting. Reports on a singular jet fighter in Ukraine taking down 6 Russian jets. Oh, go at it, Ace. Oh, God. Oh, man. This is bizarre. Having not lived in a world so close to World War, I'm feeling a little bit of kinship with people who lived through one in the past. Permission to jump in an X-Wing and blow something up, sir? Yeah. Man, I hate that you're using those quotations, but they are appropriate, so I'll let it pass. Each hand can be equipped with up to 3 armaments, allowing you to toggle between them. Armaments can also be two-handed, making attacks more difficult. Teach me how! Tell me how! Making attacks more difficult to repel with shields and boosting effective strength by 50%. They actually give you the percentage. Switch right-hand armament, switch left-hand armament. Y plus LB or RB? Arby's, we have the meats. Oh, here we go. Oh. There we go. And they brought back the Dark Souls 3 front stab. I love it. Huzzah! Oh, hello, map. I was hoping for the emote menu. With the map menu, you can check your current position and terrain and buildings in the surrounding area. You can also freely place beacons of light to serve as landmarks as you explore. Lastly, through your map, you can select any site of grace that you've discovered and travel there instantaneously. However, there are some dungeons and other areas where this cannot be done. I am in one, actually. Basically. Can't see where I'm going. But yeah, there is Ragdoll. It's just the Ragdoll physics are more heavy than in any other previous Dark Souls game. I do like the running. Once you get up to speed, you do go pretty fast. It does take a bit to get up to speed. So yeah, they've subtly changed things since the network test. That's probably the weirdest one, is, I'm sorry. I'm thinking too many things that are unrelated, but one of the weirdest things that they've changed from other Dark Souls games is the need to use RB and triangle or Y to two-hand. Not something you can get used to very quickly. Parry time! Hit me, baby, one more time. No! He's too slow. You're too slow. There. Oh my gosh. That was a veritable explosion. What in the what? What? Parries are loud. Parries are heckin' loud. Yeah, so far I prefer the club to the spear, but the spear is very nice. Heh. Oh, that was late. Ooh. Get wrecked, foo. Get wrecked, foo. I should probably heal at some point, huh? Armaments have special abilities called skills. Yes, I shall use one. Here. That's not right. Ho ho. Yeah, basically just a repurposed ability from Dark Souls 3, but I love it. It's strong.
The stalactites. They're so beautiful.
No stalagmites? That's weird. That's not natural. But Oak Express is. Yeah, good time to try out the healing spell. You are right. Right you are. Oh, that's something you can hold down for a bigger effect. Crouch to make it harder for enemies to discover you, especially effective in tall grass. Attacking an enemy that hasn't noticed you will cause more damage than usual. Oh, really? Really? That's cool. I didn't remember that. A snickery sneak, a sneak. What are you digging for, you fool? Oh. Don't lose your head over the whole thing. Wow, the zombification is so Soulsian, if I may say it. Okay. Renaissance man. Goodbye. Elden Ring pacifist run confirmed? Well, that'd be interesting. If that were possible. Near back turned enemy critical hit. You don't say! I've never done that before, thank you. Also, they're always doing this, teasing you for later areas. Okay, that actually really bothers me. The way the movement affects the reflectiveness of, or the reflectivity of the environment. But it's not, you know, it's not real life. Stance breaking. Some attacks may break an enemy's stance, giving you a chance to perform a critical hit. Charge attacks and jump attacks make it particularly easy to break an enemy's stance. I get it. Here, y'all. That was not right. Here, there we go. Just die. That is so much blood. Tomato paste. The splatter technology hath definitely improved. Improved? I don't know about improved. It's more Halo-y. Stakes of Marika. Upon dying, you will be revived at the last site of grace that you visited. However, if there is a stake of Marika near where you died, you can choose to be revived there instead. Choose. You can choose to be revived there. Interesting. So, Marika and the other dude seem to be related. That intro cutscene, not being a cutscene, but rather a series of drawings, unvoiced drawings, was a very strange choice. Uh-oh. Boss fog! Oh, it's just a soldier. Hello, soldier. Perform a counterattack immediately after blocking an enemy attack. Oh, I forgot about this! Yes. That's wrong. Wow, that does a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage! Oh. Ow. Mamacita. The Unrelated Show, rated with a party of 7 viewers. Ahoy, Raiders. Welcome to Elden Ring. I'm so happy to be able to say that. Enemy felled. Huzzah! I don't know how to do emotes yet. Hold on. Do they still have these? No. Terran Rogue, welcome back to Charles Chill Channel, my friends, my good friends. Perfect timing indeed. I just felled a foe. Forcefully. Nick Glover music, thank you for the fabulous. Frabjous follow. How do you do, Unrelated Show boys? What were you playing recently? How aren't thou? Well, I'm not doing badly, thank you very much. The boys said you were gentle. To all but mine enemies. I'm just extremely excited to be playing a game from my favorite game studio. Strength! Oh, we now have a... Oh, that's right, they changed the emotes menu to over here. Here we are. Charles wins. Again! But yes, it is the chill channel of Charles thou hast come upon. And we just finished the tutorial to Elden Ring.
A wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
My goodness. That was a lot of lag. Oh. 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 That's the entire world loading in and out, ladies and gentlemen.
You shall be the Fellowship of the Ring.
Right. Where are we going?
This is where we're going. You ready for this, ladies and gentlemen? I know I am. Oh, this is not the gate. Well, look at this beautiful dungeon. Isn't it marvelous? The cobwebs have changed. Where are we going? I don't know. Touch the grace. Touch it. Touch it. Yeah, I have this low-level worry in the back of my mind that there is still some setting that needs to be changed. Hello. Use stone sword key. Yeah, yes? No stone sword key in inventory. That's what this was in the network test. Marvelous. So, I don't really want to spoil myself, but I am curious as to how far the Unrelated Show has gotten. Maybe you should take advantage of the PC settings now and change your hotkeys. Hotkeys? Use tarnished furled finger to write a gold summon sign. Cooperative multiplayer will begin once you have summoned. Shut up. I need it not. Oops. Well, that was fabulous. Let's rest at the site of grace. Shall we? X is to jump. No! Change or activate and jump keys if you wish. I tried doing that in the network test, but the fact is, since you're using literally all of the buttons on the PS5 controller, something's got to be sacrificed, so it might as well be what they've put it to originally, because there's no way that I could reset the bindings so that it felt natural. Because jumping is a thing that has not existed in a Souls-like game. I mean, Sekiro had it, but... I would call that more Souls-adjacent. Personally. Neo is much more Souls-like than Sekiro. Oh, pots. Definitely irks me that I cannot destroy something that is already destroyed like this. Like it's just gonna sit there. Ooh, the rumble. Rumbling, rumbling. More natural Souls controller player anyways? Yes, yes. I was too used to Dark Souls to play Sekiro. Period. Makes you wonder if they will add jumping to the KOTOR remake. I hope not. I don't think that the philosophies between, you know, Sekiro, Dark Souls, Elden Ring, and KOTOR have anything to do with one another. But they could indeed change a lot, couldn't they, with the KOTOR remake? Oh my goodness, thank you so much for that raid, Unrelated Show. That's a lot of lovely viewers. Welcome one and all. The good Lord loves you, and so do I, all. Limgrave! We're here, we're here. It is time to explore the world. For me, a second time. I am so glad they didn't change much. We love you. We love you too. Meaning me and all of my inner selves. Yeah, look at those beautiful non-Malorn trees. Yeah, aren't those not Malorn trees beautiful? Not Malorn trees at all, really. Very elven indeed. Well, I'm actually quite used to this area, 100%. I will say the awe has already worn off a little bit because I spent every waking moment that the network test was available to play playing it. So I explored every nook and cranny. Look at this skull. That is a very large skull. Look at the water beyond. Very detailed waves. Yeah, the water looks way better than Dark Souls 2. Goodbye, skull. Wow, that just shattered. Wonder if there is any intentionality. But is that a cat? No! Oh, yes, those are those squirrel foxes. Kill them all! I'm sorry. I respect thy spirit. Return to the earth in peace, O child of Arda. Oh gosh. Oh wow. Arteria leaf. We didn't get anything from that, did we? Yeah, one thing I hate about this game, it incentivizes you to kill absolutely everything you see. Eagles, dead. Flight pinions. Yeah, those are for arrows. Again. I am sorry. Not the bald eagles, that's illegals. Illegal eagle. I do love Legal Eagle for his suit choices. And all of his pop culture, lawyering. But when he lawyers for real world stuff, the fact that he's a Californian definitely stands out in stark relief. Bunnies dead, eagles dead, humans dead, Hotel Trivago. Hotel Trivago. Oh, accurate. Yeah, it is technically illegal to own a bald eagle feather in the US. It is! Oops. Huh. And thanks for nothing, Laka Alpaca. Thanks a lot. Hello, and welcome back, Laka. Oh, hello. The map. Use your map to check your current position, as well as the terrain and surrounding structures. You can update your map with new information by finding map fragments at steels along the road. Hey, that's an old word. Charles slowly opens his chest of bald eagle feathers. No one will ever know. Elden game. Indeed, we are playing it. Like Alpaca. I can't believe it. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I have this. Like, I'm not going to have to let it go after a period of 3 days. I can just come back to this whenever I want to. And play it. Can you believe that? Also, I can just do this, because it's not technically hooked up to, my PC, right? No, it is. It has to be. I'm an idiot. There we go. Oh! Okay, we're good. That is a little unfortunate, but... Brain furts. Also happy your internet has held up so far. I am happy as well, my friend. Oh wow, that's a sight of Greece that is difficult to see. Wiggles. Grace exists to guide the tarnished and lead them along the proper path. Even now, some sites of grace retain that power. Their golden rays will guide you along your way. Wired Master Race, you know, that... yeah. I feel that, for sure. Hello. This is apparently a Miyazaki insert character. So whatever Miyazaki would say to the player, this guy is going to say to us.
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the Round Table Hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity.
Yeah, that tree is so bright. Good gracious. Fated.
Luckily for you, however, there is one shining ray of hope.
I like this angle.
Even the maidenless. Me. Vare. Take care to listen.
Dies
Are you
Vare.
familiar with grace? The golden light that gives life to you tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times. That is the guidance.
Oh, yeah, totally. Real Zenith.
Path that a tarnished must travel.
Kingdom of Heaven indeed.
Indeed. Grace's
Indeed.
guidance holds the answers. It will lead you tarnished to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave.
I know. He seems like he's going to eat my firstborn. I did actually kill him in the network test, but, wow. The textures. They're so minute. Okay, well, anything looks bad once you look at it too closely. Except for in real life. Oh, the fact that his eye... Oh, his eyes are strange. Hold on. No, they're normal. It's just the uncanniness of the mask. And then the all too lively eyes that make it even more uncanny. Dat behind, though. Dat behind. Look at that. Amazing. Amazing. Look at those trousers. Yes.
Grace's guidance will reveal the path forward, most certainly, to Castle Stormvale, over on the cliff.
Oh, Skyrim mods
Home of the
textures.
decrepit demigod, Godric the Grafted.
The godly demigod Godric the Godly. Why no kill him, though? I want to see what happens when we don't. I believe he will follow us through the game. Whether he is a good or bad guy remains to be seen, honestly, even though he does have blood on his mask.
Set off, I should think, to Castle Stormvale on the cliff, where grace would guide you if you seek the Elden Ring, maidenless as you are.
Indeed. Good trait that lets the story tell itself. It means that no NPCs are completely necessary for completion. Killings for the second playthrough, yes.
It's time you set off, I should think, to Castle Stormvale on the cliff, where grace would guide you.
He's a little...
If you seek the Elden Ring.
He's a little too forward with his directions as to what I ought to do. Not sure how I feel about that. Eagles! Kill them all! Majin Buu TV! Greetings, salutations, welcome, and thank you for the fabulous just follow, friend. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated. I've seen you in other channels. Okay. Pressing X to pick up items. Not a good idea. X to jump, Charles. X to jump. X to doubt. X to jump. Man, I hope I'm not that bad in real life as to stabbing things. Good grief. Oh wow, we are very close to the lake. We do not have our steed yet. So, yeah, this game is just fun to run around in. That's one of the better things about it. It's just like you can spend hours doing really nothing and completely enjoy your time in it. Sounds like you have to get married to become the Elden King. Historically accurate. Indeed. Indeed. Elsewise, how would you cement your line in the world? Summoning pools. Don't know how these work, but pretty cool. Very pretty game. I know, right? I know, right? So pretty. Very unlike the dark, dismal worlds of most Souls games. What was that? What in the blood? Heck? It was poo! Oh! Oh gosh. Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. Need to wash off my spear. That lingereth. The stench that lingereth in Limgrave. Hello! A golden rune. So there is a reason to smash all of the things. Excellent. Oh. What is this, actually? I just stepped on it and it disappeared. Okay. Oh, I kicked it. Can you... Soccer! Bone soccer! Oh, lovely. I have to kick it off the cliff. Yes! Splendid! Bone soccer leagues sprung up all over Limgrave that day. I kind of want to crush it, but I also want to kick it. Run and punt. That. Unsatisfying. Oh, there's another one. Big man on big horse gave big loot, big treasure. Oh, the bounce! You think I care about big treasure when there is soccer ball to be had with bones? But big man is big. Big man is big. Go down there. I could. I kind of know where I'm meant to go, though, and that is not a place I should go. I will take damage, if not die, at that height. There is fall damage. Definitely, despite all of the rumors to the contrary. Contrary. Should be able to teleport back up. Well, and lose all of my beautiful, beautiful runes. This guy's just small shack. You'll be aight. Uh-huh. You say that. You say that. Let's see how much damage we do to him with a single spear stab, shall we? Sheep! Thin beast bones. Very important. This does make me sad. I just know it's necessary to survive. Ruin fragments. These are basically pebbles. Fred the sheep. Okay, you may run away. You may live this day. I'll probably regret that later when I need thin bone fragments. Hi there, good fellow. How do you do? Ow. Oh gosh. Frames. Oh, the horse hit me. Hello, hell's too cold. Welcome back to Charles Chill Channel. Charles M. Shanks. I heard he was here. Sorry. One shot, ladies and gentlemen. One shot. And I was rolling there. Oh, you need to clean your horse's tail, friend. Oh, it's raining now. It's because I died, isn't it? Upon dying, you will revive at the last site of grace that you visited. Cannot deny the epicosity of that epic battle. Yeah, the one-shots are giving you Sekiro vibes. We do start, we're one of the classes which start with very low health. In the network test, everyone was like level 30 or something. So it felt really good to just go around and try everything. You will drop any runes in your possession at the site of your death. If you die again before reclaiming these runes, they will be lost forever. The compass at the top of the screen indicates the direction of the lost runes. Your personality, you would keep fighting him because you're stubborn and dumb. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely doable, right? We can do damage. We don't have that crazy good claw ability, though. Heard you can be a samurai in this one. You can. You can start with a full set of samurai armor and a katana. Oh, that's good damage. Ugh! No! Okay, that's a problem. I think that's a problem with the game. Because most of the time, everything's fine. Yeah, what the heck? Nope. Okay. I don't know what he's doing. Ugh! Okay. Ow. Yeah. Okay, quarter of his health. You are sold then. You love samurais that much, do you, Hells Too Cold? It's really cool that you can start with a full-fledged samurai. I must confess. This battle will be legendary! Can you also change up the fire attack? I don't think so. I think the catch flame You can charge it. Where are you going? Where'd that sheep going? Oh, can you change up or charge up? Yes. Then the answer is yes. My apologies. Ow. I just need to not get hit, you know? Oh. Oh, gosh. I probably need to turn something down. This is a little ridiculous. Oh. Just a out-of-mind back attack. Oh! He's so goldy. Goldilocks. Yeah, the fire is OP. Oh, shoot. When are you gonna attack, man? Make up your mind. Oh, the horse. The horse! Let's just see if this works. I mean, kinda. Alright. Okay. You'll be lurking, my good man. Thank you so much for the lurk, Hell's Too Cold. I appreciate your coming in and saying hello. He is true, a true two-size custodian guard. Indeed. After you're done watching your stream today, you have plans to watch Seven Samurai with someone. Oh, glorious. It's been 2 years since you've seen it, and feels fitting alongside some Elden Ring. Attack patterns are very DS3-like, isn't it? You are not wrong about that. Unrelated Show Daniel resubscribed for 1 month at Tier 1. They've been subscribed for 21 stinking months, and they've been glorious. Welcome back to the Federation, my good friends. Hats off to you. Thank you so much for that resubscription. Charles Hype indeed, my VIP. Unrelated Show Daniel. How are you, my brothers, doing? Okay, I think I could definitely try harder. You are welcome, my good man. I can't parry this fool, so I need to just rely on my dodges. We have a lot of stamina, in fact. Try hard. Try oh. I can never tell what he's doing. Nat! Okay, well, not what I wanted, but okay. It's fine. Man, I can't get more than one hit in. I hate that. Did I hit him with that? I don't think I did. Oh. Okay, it can be very lightly charged, not very much. Already out of Estus. And that's what I'm going to call it. I'm not going to call it Crimson Tears. Are you serious? Never be behind the horse. Ever. That does seem to be the safest place so far. Which I do understand is entirely unrealistic. Not what you wanted, but it looked cool. Yeah, exactly. I like it. Just sipping on orphan tears. Yeah, probably. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, we are getting definite frame pacing issues. And sometimes it just chugs. It chugs. Let's go to high. Maybe that will help something? We'll see. Oh! Okay. You may have lied a bit on how much about this game you know, and that's because you watched someone play a demo that company sent him maybe a few months ago, and I don't know, this guy gives very good loot. Oh, you know this guy gives very good loot. Yes, yes, yes. No, I played the network test and beat him myself. So, yes, no need to feel odd about telling me that. Maybe turn off VSync? Is VSync... I don't think VSync is an option. That halberd of the God Emperor is insane. It's massive. Very, very much a God Emperor feel going on here. His cape covers the entirety of the back of the horse. Oh! My face. Shoot. What's really important is killing that horse, and the guy on it, I suppose. I suppose. Yeah, get that horse out of here! I think it was in a different menu? I don't remember it being in this game. Oops. HDR is off. If Charles doesn't have a horse, no one can have a horse. Yeah, the range is spectacular. It is quite a spectacle. For surely. Alright, you big chungus. Yes, specific monitors. Ha! It's just so surprising what his actual hitboxes are. Still getting some hitches. Nothing too hard. Well, never mind. Okay, get close and... Oh! Oh! I hate the delays, man. It's so scary. I missed. Come back! I don't want you far from me. Ow. Maybe I do. That didn't kill me. I'm impressed. These animations are crazy. My name is Gobu Masataka Oniwa. Ow. It's like I heard you say that. Shiminy. The first Oni boss? Yeah. Yeah. Oh my word, we saw the inside of that horse. You can jump now. That's true. You right, Saint Bellestrade. You right. Good point. It's going to become night before we finish this. It's probably going to be several days in-game. Hopefully not several days IRL. Nope! Okay.
A wizard is never late. Baggins.
It's true.
Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
It's very true. I could not tell what was going on there. Due to the frames. This is... bad. Alright, we're out of that. We need the Cerulean Tears. I like saying Cerulean. Very nice word. Okay. I hate that. Can change directions at any given moment. Ew! Nice miss. I love that. Ow. Getting slightly better every time, for sure. They apparently forgot to include VSync, and only way to add it would be through NVIDIA Panel again. Message you later if you want better pacing. Very well. The high ground, Charles, the high ground. I forgot again. I did. It is true. It is true. Nearly 60% health there. Of his. Mine is down at all times. Oh gosh. I missed the flame. Ow. Sometimes he can change his direction midair. Sometimes he cannot. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Spear, definitely not very much damage. I believe I was doing 100 and something with the club in the network test. His own pacing is different. Indeed. I do want to slay him. It would be very nice. Oh, I just thought of something. Ah! I really thought I had time for that. Ah. What is with this? Frames. Oh, it's so beautiful, though. Oh, okay. Oh, gosh. Oh. Sad day. I love the fact that he actually cuts down the trees. That's cool. Oh. This is very Monster Hunter. Oh, whenever he does that. Oh, I'm out. Already? Oops. How did I survive that? Oops. I'm learning the game as I'm doing this boss. Wouldn't be a boss fight if he wasn't hard to kill. Very true. Very true. But you can make him easy to kill by ignoring him. Spear's advantage is reach and penetration, but his reach makes it just a stick at this point. It's very true. Hi. How's it going? I did it again. Those frames, man, they're unbearable. Can't stand it. Oh! Seem to have gotten him stuck in a loop a little bit. Oh! Now he got me stuck in a death loop. Why make it easy? That's boring. We have very different philosophies as to games. I will try a few more times, but I'm not a challenge seeker, personally. Not one to give up immediately, but neither do I seek out a challenge. Okay. Oh. Well. Okay. Just imagine 1,000 of these guys charging into battle to save Minas Tirith. Yeah. Yeah. Holy crap, what am I looking at? Two-handing armaments. They have a lot of armaments from their hands dangling. With all the games you're playing, don't think you have time for this one unless you can add hours in a day. Later for sure. Maybe a sale. Yes, indeed. This game has a lot of hours to be had from it of enjoyment. And for difficulty sake, even more are needed. Oh, okay. Well, wrong button. Thanks, Charles. Great review. You're welcome. You're welcome. I did not get into the meat and potatoes of this game yet. Not in the slightest. The frame pacing is horrible. It's the worst. The worst frame pacing I've ever seen in a Souls game. Yeah, love the pop-in. Let's go. Turned on pop-in. Shadow pop-in. That is terrible. That might be even worse than frame pacing. Okay, let's see if those... They're still happening. Very specific points. Ah. It's very surprising. Oh! Ooh. Ooh. You think you've seen enough, Solomon SK? There is so much more to this game. So much more. More. Oh my gosh. Run. Never mind. Let's give this fellow a wide berth. A wide berth. Very, very wide berth. Although, that chapel is where we need to go. Definitely. Bunch of Shropshire sheep. Need bones, feathers, and arrowheads to make arrows. So you need to kill a lot of animals. He's just guarding the lime trees. Let him have his scurvy cure. Okay, we've made it round. He's very good at it. Although he does tend to cut them down himself, it seems. Herba. Yerba mate? Church of Elle. Point of Grace. Let's go. Lost Grace discovered. Through your map, you can instantly travel to any sites of grace that you've discovered. However, there are some dungeons in other areas where this cannot be done. Let's go see Santa Claus. It's a different Santa Claus than you remember, but there are indeed some similarities.
You're tarnished.
Oh, wow.
I can see it. And I can also see that you're not after my throat. Then why not purchase a little something?
I'm after your kidneys.
I am Kale, purveyor of fine goods.
Kale. With the shop menu, you can spend runes to purchase various items. You can also sell items for runes. Each merchant stocks a different variety of items for purchase. Oh, you can buy the chainmail set at the beginning! It's very expensive. We're going for that, ladies and gents. We are definitely going for that. And we can also sell.
I am of a nomadic people, selling wares as I travel.
He has a back scratcher.
The land has been tainted by madness since the shattering of the Elden Ring. It's only tarnished, like let's say you're a very welcome customer. Goodbye for now.
Merchant, I have no goods. Sell your soul, buy chainmail. If only my soul were worth that much. At a smithing table, you can spend runes and smithing stones to strengthen your armaments. Somewhere in the lands between, you may meet a blacksmith who can make your armaments even stronger. Oh, thank you for the smithing stone. I don't want to continue to use the spear, really.
What is it?
Does he have any weapons? He does not. He has a cracked pot. You crackpot.
Goodbye for now.
Thank you. I'm a lurk, so I can watch more crit roll. Very well, it'll play like a clock. Have fun, friend. Thank you for tuning in. Gotta find a weapon that scales with whatever the magic skill is. That's true. When you find skills, those change the scaling of the weapon as well. So yes, I'm just going to continue on where they want me to go. Follow the direction, the guidance of grace once lost, so to speak. Hello. Boom. Parry. Physics. Love it. Oh. Ooh, his poise was broken very easily. Yeah, the jump attack is not as good as it seems, at least with the spear. You basically wait until you hit the ground to attack, which kind of, I think, defeats the purpose. Pick up his sword? Never heard of such a thing. I know, right? I wish this game had... Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Wish this game had Skyrim loot. That'd be so nice. We'd have a full armor set by this point. Kukri. Okay, how do we select inventory? Toggle character data. No, that's not how. Equipment, there we go. With equipment menu, you can equip armaments, arrows, bolts, armor, talismans, and items. You can equip up to 3 armaments, each to your left and right hands. The actions each armament performs will vary based on which hand is wielding it. Oh, we don't even have any gauntlets. Kukri. Also, I do want to use the points of grace. Grace runes may not yield much at this point. The more rune fragments we have, the more we can sell for more runes. Runes for runes. Pick it all up. I see a shiny, I collect. That's satisfying. Woo! Game didn't know what to do with that at that point. I saw that item inside. The skulls that glow have items inside. Yeah! Oh, wow. Easy. Easy peasy. Third leaf flower. Yep. Oh, that was a good one. Good hit, well struck. Oh, this is a dungeon I never found in my game. I don't know why, I just walked right past it. Mushrooms! A site of grace. Groveside Cave. Marvelous. But yeah, how in blazes do you not find the first boss? If he's right there, golden. Hello, this looks scary. Oh, it is so dark. Hi. Of course they... well... those jumps look really weird. They didn't come all at once, thankfully. Oh, good thing about the shield, you can spear from behind it. That's 3 dead doggos. That's a bigger doggo, looks like. Oh, yes, much bigger. I shall burn him, if possible. Interesting jump animations, I know, right? Not exactly... it's a little jank. For sure. Oh, shoot. Wow, I have no guard. Guard poise. So, let's go without it. Nice. That'll do. Fur burns nicely. Charles wins again. Slew the alpha male, I think. Ooh. Gross. A cracked pot. So cracked pots work like jugs in Zelda. You can refill them with things. Oh gosh. More? Can you go shield wizard mode with a shield and spell? Oh yes. Definitely. Not sure I want to trust the shield very much though. I think it's mainly for parrying. Okay. Hey! You get hurt very much from using the shield. What is that jump? There we go. He just stood there and barked at me. Not a good choice. These knights were slain by the wolves. Tempting to make camp in here. Oh gosh, I see something in the darkness, and I want to get out! Okay. Dead. That was easy. Glowstone. I wish I had a torch! Another golden rune. Silver fireflies. Oh, magical. What are those for? I know not. I'm sure something is around this corner. Okay. It's too dark. Just gonna jump. Acquire materials. Green goo. Cave moss. Uh-oh. We can take whatever is coming our way. Traverse the mist. Beastman of Farum Azula. Hi. Nice weapon, man. Oh, crap. He's one of those. Oh, shoot. Abyss Watchers, hello. Oh, crap. I'm not ready for this. Interesting. Whoa. 2 bosses. Within a couple hours. Well, more like 1 hour. We have not done much in this game, other than configure things and fight the first boss boy. Wonder if I can... Nice. Off we go. The golden boy. Oh, you can reacquire the materials. Marvelous.
Ball? Meatball! Woo! Amazing!
Amazing.
Amazing meatball!
Meatball!
Okay, here we go again. Oh! Oh. That's scary. I need to know his patterns. Oh! That was not the end of the combo. Nice. Yeah, this guy has good animations, and he's actually... He actually has a very specific beat. Ugh. Yes, staggered. Marvelous. I now have my tack. Nice. I love the way he swings his sword. It's so hefty. Oh! Oh! Or whatever that is. He lost me. Rawr. I missed! Oh, that is glorious damage. Glad I saved up the fire mana. Fire mana. Yeah, don't do that. Beautiful. Uses a sword like Tryndamere. Yeah, Tryndamere from League of Legends. He also kind of looks like original Tryndamere. Oh, you can do a jump flame. Flame on! Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? Oh. Charles wins. Again! Hip, hip, hooray! Oh, that is so cool. Flame Drake Talisman. Lovely. Yes, usually wolves are weak to fire. They don't like it. Oh my gosh, that was so cool.
Wiener!
I'm a wiener!
I mean, it sounds like you're doing pretty well.
Thank you, Catherine Naomi. And Real Zenith for those blurbs. And thank you, Catherine, for the bits. Oh my goodness. So this was a little mini dungeon. What the heck is this? An obelisk. I feel like we do something with these. Don't know what. I'm a wiener! Ah! Burn it. Burn it. Break it. Crack it. Oh, wow. Look at the ceiling! Look at the ceiling! Oh, it's beautiful. Whoa. The water effects are a little wonky. Trippy. Alright, well. Oh, maybe a magic activates it? I feel like there would be something telling me. Trippy indeed. It's a trip. It's a real trip. Oh wow, that is just a part of the ground now. Yep, 100%. Can hear the difference. Can I just pick these up, please? That'd be nice. That looks like a really nice sword and spear. I hate to say it, friends, but I must go beddy bye. Go bye to bed. Whoa. It's a mortal shell looking business.
Meow.
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 Thanks again, Catherine Naomi. Ooh. It was fun while it lasted, yes indeed. Very, very fun, man. There's a headache coming on, and I know it's just because I need sleep. So I better obey my body, rather than push through. Tomorrow, then. Tomorrow, indeed. I shall probably, if I can wake up, begin with Elden Ring. Morning Elden Ring is the most fun Elden Ring because the beauty of the world in the game mirrors the beauty of real life. I love it. Hello, turtle. I can't. I cannot. I can do that. With pleasure. You come near me, you get the fire hands. You catch the fire. Really? Really? Alright, it's kukri time. So satisfying. Oh, good. That thing is nightmarishly large. Holy crap, what is attacking me? Oh. Pustules. That's normal. That's very normal. An item inside a skull. Making my way back to the point of grace so that I may end. I don't really want to start out anywhere but the Church of Ele. Dung ball! Never turn your back on the body. Told you, bro. Yeah, Saitama versus Mosquito moment, indeed. So true. Well, we have over 1,800 runes. Fun stuff. There were no frame pacing issues in that boss fight, so it must be that specific area where the golden boy is. That's really frustrating. It's the first boss. Probably the first enemy people are going to run into, so that needs fixing. But yes, that will be all for tonight, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. So glad to have you. Good night, Solomon SK. It was fun hanging out indeed. See you tomorrow, Real Zenith and Catherine Naomi, hopefully. Probably in about 8 hours. Maybe. We'll see if I can wake up. So until then, thanks for watching. God bless. And fare thee well, my good friends. Yes, I'm glad I'm having fun with my game as well. Let's raid someone. I'm still on display capture. IRL stream time. Is Aqualung live? He better be. Drat. Jono is playing Elden Ring. If you want to continue watching Elden Ring, you may do so with a raid on Jono's channel. Do give him my best. I will not be there to say hello. So, yes, I must say goodnight. The good Lord loves you, and so do I. Remember that. Remember that. See you later, everyone. See you then. Whenever then is. Raid!
Is this male and female? Are they just what? I think. Charles, what is up, dude? The billionaire himself, dude. We just started Elden Ring. I haven't even picked the character that I'm gonna play as. St. Bellestrad, I hope you're having a blessed night. Welcome. Hello. What were you guys doing this evening? Some real morning bandit time now. What? Also, I got my mouse back. I brought my mouse home. Man, oh man. Hopping into drop a raid, my friend. You're playing this out. What did you pick for your class, man? I'm thinking samurai or warrior vagabond is what I'm trying to decide between. Or the strength is actually kind of cracking over there. You're playing the prophet class? Oh and slender body. It only affects appearance. I'll just do mature then. Origin Samurai Keepsake. Oh, so it actually gives you